Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Posh Cat Eyes Unfiltered, and today we're talking under the Culture Shock series. Let's go! So I'm tagging this aged care and childcare, right? I moved to Australia and I started hearing words like aged care, childcare, and I was like, what is this? And I soon found out that kids send their elderly parents to a facility, and a care home of sorts where they are being looked after until their dying days. Some of these facilities are, so well equipped that they don't really miss being at home or being with their family because they're surrounded with love and care. Not all facilities are the same though. Given what happened with the pandemic, we saw the failure of the aged care system just crumble on its head. Yeah, but the main point of this post is the fact that here there is no responsibility for a kid or a sibling to look after their elderly parents. Now, this is not the case in my home country, Nigeria, and I'm pretty sure most of Africa would also be practicing the same. We are basically indoctrinated from the start that you are responsible for your parents when they grow old. It is your responsibility, God-given responsibility, to look after your elderly parents. It is that ingrained in your head that failure to adhere to this, should I say, rite of passage means you are a bad child, means all will not be well with you in your future, means your own kids will not look after you. It is like a slave mentality back home. And that's me, looking at it from this perspective. Are we solely responsible for our elderly parents in that we have to look after them until they, leave us? I don't know. The question is still for you to make come to your own conclusion. However, coming to Australia and seeing the difference, I know most of these aged care facilities are well equipped to take care of these elderly people. They make them feel comfortable, and they are surrounded with love. Although it did crumble on its head with the pandemic, given all of the shortcomings and the systemic failures that has, just sort of bubbled to the surface with a huge, massive, unexpected disease, if I would use that word. But the generalized view is the aged care system is well equipped to look after your parents as they grow older until they are, until they leave us. Not only that, the government also provides for those elderly parents who are unable to who have refused to, move into a care facility. The government has in place set aside certain sum of money to provide for these old people basically every year. So they have got someone coming over to look after them a few hours in the day, help them clean their homes, help them, water the lawn, mow the lawn, and just do basic household stuff and keep them comfortable, even to the point where cook for them. At least I think it does go up in level. It goes up in level of needs, and as your needs increase as you age, so will the resources that will be available or distributed to your family also increase, which is so amazing, guys. This is not the case in Nigeria. Trust and believe that the government has nothing to do with us. We are responsible for ourselves. The idea is that your parents oftentimes might move in with you when you get married. They essentially moving with you, and you look after them. Or you can then get your extended aunties and nephews, kids who are maybe not well off, to come into your home and look after your elderly parents. Or again, labor is sort of very cheap there, and so people can afford to have live-in nurses or house assistants, which I'm going to use that word, not house help. I'm going to use the word house assistant, come and look after your elderly parents. Now, I would assure you that it's not the system is not foolproof, because there's no checks and balances to adequately ensure that you're bringing in someone trustworthy. You're bringing in someone that has got that has a background check has been done on them. Again, that's another thing here. Before you have someone come and work in an aged care like settings or a child care like settings, there is something called a background check, like a police check, working with children's check. In fact, if you don't have any of that, like if your police check and your working with children's check comes back wanting, you are you're done for. You are done for. You cannot get work here. And it's amazing. I subscribe to the fact that we don't have to be responsible for our parents. Yes, we love them. We can do the best we can, as much as we can, but if there's a system that would make sure that they are looked after as they grow older, why not use that system? Why not have that system in place to make your life easier? I feel like we are being subjected, I feel like we're being subjected in Africa and indoctrinated with that guilt mentality or the guilt syndrome that if you don't look after your parents, you're going to be punished, or your children are going to punish you the same way. Or if you don't have children, or the reason to actually have children is the fact that you want them to look after you when you're older. Already, you haven't even had the child, you're already subjecting the child to slavery. I don't know. I feel like we should start looking at ways to make life simple for everyone. You didn't give birth to me to come to solely look after you. You didn't give birth to me to be your responsibility when you get older. Again, it's different. I can understand that the system back home, there isn't a welfare system, and I'm going to get to that in another video, guys. And so it makes it a little bit difficult to want to help, or it makes it a little difficult for a child to neglect their parents when there is no system from the government to help these old people. It's an eye-opener for me. It also falls down with childcare as well. I wouldn't say the system is not in place back home, but I grew up there and I did not see this in practice. My mom looked after us until we were 3 years old, and then we're ready to go into nursery school and then on primary school. Over here, kids don't start school until they're 5 years old, and so within 0 to literally 5 years old, they're your responsibility. And if you have got a full-time job and you're over here by yourself with no family support, you then have to use those facilities to help look after your kid while you are, at work. I don't think this system is, I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe it is, but because I didn't have a child when I was in Nigeria, so I did not explore this system if it was available. But I can tell you, if it is, it probably is available to the very rich people, not everyone that can afford a childcare. Here it's so different that the government also supports you a certain percentage, for you to be able to afford childcare, which is fantastic. I am shocked. I'm just like, it's a random culture shock for me. I'm embracing it. I am so thankful that I'm in a society where it makes it easy. It gives that a little comfort, less stress, gives you more to think about, gives you more to do, gives you the flexibility, looks after you. You're just sort of secured in that aspect. I love it here. I do not know about you, but I love it here. And that's it, guys. My culture shock. Until next time, when I come to you guys, stay safe. Bye for now.